live stream of February. Today was kind of a messed up day, so I'm not expecting to be very productive or anything. I just checked out some stuff. It seems that they fixed the carpet bug. So I had pretty good FPS when I was up there, but once I loaded down here, my FPS dropped again, so I guess that's a thing. Wait, I might just check something out again. Okay. All right. Really? You serious? That's a little bit weird. Okay. Ah! What is this difference in ambient lighting? That's a little bit weird. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's alright. So it doesn't really matter that I'm below 60 FPS because I am only streaming in 30 FPS anyway. Very professional again, but once again, I'm not really preparing my live streams very well. Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm just I'm still fixing everything. I don't prepare my live streams. It's once again pretty spontaneous actually. But yeah, I still want to get my 3 live streams a month done. And I want some progress on this wall segment here, so I guess that's that. Yeah, so I did update to release candidate 2. I don't know what really changed. I didn't read through everything. So yeah, okay, let's have a look. What did we build last time? Oh yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, last time was really productive actually, but today I'm actually like 1 hour late, so I'm not expecting much. So yeah, my plan was... What was my plan actually? Oh yeah, yeah, I remember. I wanted a tower here, but first I have to get the segment down here. Makes sense. But how do I do this one? Do I just make more roof, or... Yeah, another platform. Probably a platform again. What's with my mouse? Sorry. Is it my mouse pad? You know, when I'm trying to move like here, it's like something blocked me. So yeah, actually I'm not so sure. Should I just put a roof there? A small roof? Like really small, like... Okay, if the blocks would be showing, that'd be excellent. Alright. we need to divide some of the segments that because I could just extend this downwards. Not my plan. Damn. So we're already starting out with a beautiful visual. Okay, 2 blocks actually. So it's gonna be pretty steep actually. So yeah, it's just I mean, I already kind of warned, but just, you know, ahead of time. I'm probably gonna be a little bit more quiet and unproductive today. So if you're just here to keep it in the background, that's alright, or if you are more interested in just the progress, then I just suggest watching the YouTube video later in like 2 days or 3 when I put the timestamps on. So usually I upload this stuff on YouTube, and then I a few days later, optimally it would be the next day after I uploaded it, but okay, I usually don't. So a few days later I put timestamps in the comment section and description, so you can click through parts of the video, because my live streams are like 3 to 4 hours long. I don't want to waste people's time actually. Let me have a quick look at well, okay. Yeah, it seems that a lot of things are bugged right now. I don't know. It kind of fits my mood. This is a very oh my god, I need to live stream right now, and everything kind of goes wrong. Kind of day. It's a, and everything kind of fits that vibe. Let's hope that it won't actually show in my building today. Damn, one day I really wanna change my YouTube and Twitch channel and make it a little bit more, you know, interesting or cool. I don't know. Change some designs and stuff, but I kind of don't have the time right now to do that. So that's unfortunate. Is that enough? That's actually almost too much. Nah, well, I can go another row right here. I think that's fine. We go pretty steep downwards after that. The thing is that I don't really need that much defensive wall in that segment, because we have a natural barrier here, which is the mountain. And I also want to have the possibility of standing there in the market center and you know, not be completely blocked. Your view to not be completely blocked by a gigantic wall, purely a gigantic wall. I mean, the wall is still going to be pretty big, and it's still probably going to block your sight, but you know, I just want to try to reduce that a little bit. And if I can do that, that'd be great. But yeah, it's gonna be a process of a few months, I guess. until then, so yeah. What's the time speed here? Time speed 10. Alright. Do I want this, or I think this makes more sense. Hello? Okay. Still not using still not using the option to have a permanent placing mode for my slabs. So I'm actually checking out the Discord every day, but I'm not really reading through everything. So I'm a little bit out of the loop what's really new in Release Candidate 2. I actually haven't updated since the video shoot. So yeah. But Patreons of Sardian Tyrant got a little taste. I mean, not really just a little taste. We basically got almost the whole thing for the upcoming trailer, and I'm pretty happy. So it's very cool to have your stuff in a game trailer, you know. It's really nice. Damn, it's getting dark really quick this time. I don't know. My time speed is still the same as it was last stream, so I'm not quite sure why it moves so quickly. Might have to time set in a few minutes again. So yeah, when I'm a little bit out of breath, don't be surprised. I just, you know, I ate dinner, so I'm kind of full. I really need to get my diet started this month. Random thought that I'm just gonna put out there. In my last diet last year, I actually lost like 19.5 kilograms of weight. So, you know, I'm pretty confident that I can pull it off again. It's just that I kind of need to start it, you know. It's so easy. So easy to say things, but and I know that I am capable of it, very much so. Just need to finally start. how do I do this? Like that? Yeah, yeah, that looks good. That looks actually good. Nice. Alright. Nice. Okay, now we have to extend the segments down here. How big is the tower here going to be? It kind of needs to reach like here, at least. Yeah, probably. Damn, that's gonna be a pretty big tower, actually. But where is it going to connect? About that height? Or a little bit lower? This height? Actually above the mountain, probably about this height. So we can make it a little bit easier on us. We can just extend it to this level. Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah. Alright. Well, let's get started. We can already use this one as our first segment piece. Right here. We don't need to actually be exact, you know, just eyeball it a little bit. What? Around. Hello? Excuse me, can you please? Oh, okay. Alright. That seems to be fine. Now we're gonna copy paste it, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna save ourselves a little bit of time here. Damn, my mouse is... I have a lot of problems. Professional live streamer. Luckily I'm not. Okay. Hello there. Yes, it's pretty big. And you haven't even seen anything. Welcome to my live stream. I actually need some kind of solid, like, static teleportation points that just to teleport myself around on the map without having to fly to places, because I really have that urge to just show people the actual big stuff, because this is pretty big, but it's still just half the size of the tower over there and the castle. The throne room is so big that on 1024 blocks view distance, it unloads on one side before you reach the other side. It's kind of funny. Unfortunately, that thing didn't make it into the trailer, but that's alright. I just need to make my own trailer one day. I guess that's the solution. Oh yeah, actually. Okay. Now the problem is, how do we design this corner? That's actually a big problem. Well, I guess we're just gonna put these there first. So yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny already if you look at the coordinates. I'm already above Minecraft maximum build height, at least currently. I still haven't confirmed if Minecraft actually will extend its build height one day. Do you guys know more about that? I haven't actually put more research into that. I actually don't really care. It's not like, oh, Minecraft, I can build bigger maps now there too. I'm gonna switch again. No, I'm not. I'm probably never gonna go back to building in Minecraft, at least anything big again. You know, I'm kind of there's no turning back with this project anymore after 3 years of building. So that's a thing. Hello game, can you please load the visuals? Thank you. Okay, can you load the rest of the visuals? Please. Please. Okay. Take your time, bro. That's fine too. I'm good. We chillin'. So yeah, yesterday was supposed to be like this gigantic, enormous storm coming to Germany, and everyone was like panicking. And first of all, it was supposed to happen where I live at around like 4 o'clock or something, but in the end, it was a complete joke. I mean, we had worse weather just randomly in the middle of the year without this gigantic storm issue. I don't know how it was in other parts of Germany, but at least where I lived it was tame. Very tame. Yeah, I was actually excited because I do like extreme weather conditions because they're so rare around here. And I was kind of waiting for it, but it didn't happen. And I saw people panicking, and they were like, "Oh my god, we're all gonna die!" It's like, bro, no, we're not. It's cool. This ain't America, dude. It's not like a little bit of a storm is gonna flatten our entire city or anything. It's not gonna happen. Though, again, I don't know the numbers of how many people actually got injured or died, but you know that's always a thing of extreme weather conditions. I mean, people die because of fog, just randomly in the middle of the year. You know, nothing too crazy. So I think if you weren't outside during the height of the peak of the storm, you were kind of safe. Generally, I think. Every single time a storm has been announced and everyone was pushing panic and everything, it was really not that bad. Frankly. But I guess that's a good thing. change the time again. Check something else. Alright. So yeah. Why is it so? It looks a little bit weird. Weirdly dark. $17.39. What the f? Okay. That's better. Alright, so we have to do that one segment once and then we can copy paste it like 8 times. Oh no, 6 times. Which is great. We should probably do it here. Yeah. Okay, first of all, we do this one. And we probably gonna do this. Yeah, that's alright. Man, I remember back in the day in my Minecraft days, I wanted to build this city and castle, and I built this huge castle. It was pretty big actually, and it had like 50 buildings inside. And I was like, wow, this is like huge. I was looking up at my biggest tower that at that point was maximum height. 256 blocks high. It wasn't actually 256 blocks high because even on a flat map you start on level 4 or something, and I also had a little bit of terrain because I wanted to build the city on a mountain or a little bit of a hill at least. So yeah, this 200 block high tower was like, oh, this was like so massive, you know, at least I thought it was. And now I'm looking at this and I'm like, whoa. Bruh. That's just a wall. It's the wall, dude. I have that urge to just fly to my throne room and show you guys that thing because that's massive. You think this thing is massive? The throne room, I can't even fully load it at that view distance, so yeah. And then there's this little throne in the middle and the back. It's like putting a chair in a gym, like a huge hall, you know. It's freaking funny. But that's alright. Okay, looks okay. I probably have to extend it here a little bit first. I need to reload this dashboard. It's either buggy as hell or I don't know. It's updating extremely slow, I think. Something's not right. Let me just fix this. I really want to try out this map on her. That's not possible, unfortunately. You oh yeah, you weren't there at the video shoot. You could have tried it out there, right? Weren't you the guy that went out skiing or something? Or was it someone else? I forgot. Sorry. I'd love to share it, but unfortunately I don't trust humanity. So I'm like, I trust some people that, you know I can trust. So when Tyron or Serity ever ask me if they can have the map file, I will send it to them without question. But I'm not giving out the map file just to other people, because I know how sometimes people just take your stuff, and I'm not trying to say that anybody here would do that. I'm just saying that I just make it a policy that I'll keep the file, and one day I'm gonna publish this map when it's kinda in a state of almost finished, because it's never gonna be finished, let's be honest here. But I want it to be in a state where people can explore freely, and where it became like almost like a watermark for me, where people understand that this map is built by me, getting a little bit of recognition. Yeah, Minecraft people do that actually, unfortunately, a lot, which is really sad, because if you want to have something built, you can spend $5 and a build team is gonna do it. At least that was when I was leaving. I left because of some problems with build teams, actually. And at the time when I left, build teams were like coming up, and there were so many build teams, and I couldn't compete with them, obviously, because I'm not building very quickly. But even if I did, it's like 1 against 30 people, They're always going to be faster than you, and will have better quality, because they can always build better. Because if you have more people, they can specialize on things. And so you have this one dude for interior design, and this one dude on exterior and structure, and that one dude on terraforming, and one dude on natural design, trees, and then another dude that can build dragons. And when you combine that, obviously you're gonna have a build team that's gonna build the most epic shit ever. I can't compete. I mean, you guys hear me moan about building interior design every single time I have to do it, so clearly I'm not that well-rounded to compete. And of course, yes, it's unfortunately you have a lot of young people who don't really understand what it means to put effort into something, and also don't understand what they're doing by stealing it. Taking credit for something that they didn't do. They're very young, and they think I just want to have some quick attention or something. And I've seen people steal my videos even, which is kind of funny, because I have like 500 subscribers. So why the hell are you stealing my videos, dude? Or shouldn't you be stealing like videos of big YouTubers and try to get a lot of views? I don't understand. Yeah, I mean, the survival thing, I said it a few times. I'm a builder, so I'm not really good at survival stuff, actually. But even I was extremely quickly bored with Minecraft every single time I started a new world. Because the only thing that kept me going was literally building stuff, which is kind of stupid. That's not what a survival game should do. You shouldn't be, half beating the game in 20 minutes if you're not even trying to, speedrun it. I mean. And this game certainly will take a lot longer. Which is now the opposite, where I'm like, I won't be playing survival in this game anytime soon because I'm a builder and I'm not good at it. And I just don't have the time to, you know, just because I actually really had that urge to play on the multiplayer server again, but I'm not. Put a link there? I didn't see it. Oh, yeah, I got censored. Yeah, no problem. I had people come in and actually advertise their Twitch channel, which is really funny because you don't go into a 6 viewer channel and advertise your shit. I really never understood that. Oh, okay. That's what you mean. Wow, my viewer count is going up. Something's happening. Hello. I'm not used to it. Oh, that's wrong actually. Let's put this one row back. Ah. Yeah, that's all right. So yeah. So I hope that with the next trailer coming up, we're gonna have a little bit of an influx of players, because the new trailer, I can tell you, it's the least to say it's much more informative. And if I was like still a Minecraft dude, no idea what the VS is, and I saw this trailer, I would have actually bought the game. But that's just me. That's a good thing. Music fitting the atmosphere of the sunset again. Very nice. Do we put a window in there? Yes, probably. Certainly. So when I was building Minecraft maps back in the day, to answer this question, I always wanted to build this one build that, you know, I can put everything in there that I wanted to build, and that was so big that I could use it almost as a portfolio as a builder, you know, standalone. But Minecraft was too small, frankly. So I got approached by Tyron at the end of 2016, and I saw that the build height in Vintage Story was going to be huge compared to Minecraft, and I was like, oh wow. So at first I built a few other things that you can see still on the forum, but then I decided to build a big wall, which is the city wall in front up there. And when I built that wall, I was like, this could be a city wall. And that's when I decided to actually take that project that I already started in Minecraft and basically just throw away 3 months of building, because I already spent that much time in a map in Minecraft. And I wanted to build it on a much larger scale here in this game, which I did. So it was actually relatively spontaneous. I actually just built a wall first. And then I built the city. And then I thought, well, the city needs something that's surrounded it, you know, that's a lot bigger. And the city wall up here, that's actually not that big. You know, it's actually pretty big for Minecraft standards, as you can see. So this is, if you ever want to ask how everything started, I built one segment of this wall. So basically one of these towers, copy pasted the tower and built a segment in between. I looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, that could be a big wall. And I built a big wall. And then I was like, at the corner of the wall I want a fortress. Which some people say it's a cathedral. I don't know how you get that idea, but it's not. Sorry. But yeah, I just wanted to build like a fortress with a tower in the middle, you know. And then I decided finally that I want to build a city behind it. And I did. And it's really nice that the sun is setting right now, because it... with that music, the mood changes. But yeah. Man. Alright. Okay, I give it to you. It kinda looks like one, but it's not. But yeah. Flying over it is actually, again, it makes you think it's not actually that big, you know, it's kind of massive, but that's alright. But for everyone who has been present at when we were doing the video shoot for the trailer, and they've only been in that area, actually, most of them literally just didn't leave that area here. This area. And they were actually kind of overwhelmed by the size, because it's a little bit different when you're on the ground, you know. It's a little bit different experience. Once again, it puts into perspective how big this game actually can go, which is kind of funny. Because this is the smaller stuff of my map. People actually didn't leave that area very much. I saw like 3 people leaving, and they didn't actually get that far. So yeah, even the people who were present don't really have a grasp on how big that thing really is. But yeah, if you want to see really massive stuff, you can go to the forum on vintagestory.at. I have some pictures of the throne room. The throne room is still something that I'm very proud of. Spent like 2 months building that thing alone, and it isn't actually finished. Hello, Sardi. Good evening. Once again on a very spontaneous random live stream. I really kind of want to go back to building that adventure map again, but I have so much stuff to do in IRL right now, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, I didn't give it up completely, and I think it's a great thing that I am live streaming, because it forces me to go back to playing this game again and not just push it away like I did before I left for 1.5 years. Yeah. Once again, to see my own stuff, it kind of makes you wonder what bigger groups of people could do in this game. Like build teams that we have in Minecraft, what they could create on the scale that Vintage Story has to offer. I really hope that one day we're gonna see something like that. Because if you think that this is big, and it is big, don't get me wrong. Imagine what a build team could do. 30 people or something. Those build teams are usually limited by Minecraft, you know, and its maximum height. But the limits here are definitely something different. And I mean on a creative side, even stuff like steampunk, floating islands. Whenever you try to combine floating islands with something like a normal island on the ground, the problem always was that either the floating islands were very flat, you know, flattish, because you can't really build much in height, because you already upset the height by having a floating island. But I think in this game you can actually build a floating island that is so high up you can't really see it when you're under it, you know? So that's kind of cool to imagine. And for steampunk, I think the cool stuff is already, we do have the windmill. We have the sails, you know. I can imagine really like just against the sun, and a wonderful screenshot. But yeah, we first have to get these people to play this game for, you know, maybe one day. I need to time. Maybe I should just get time set it to 1200 again. Wonderful. My GPU is at permanent 100%, so if some bugs might appear again, that's not on the game, that's actually on my computer. By the way, have you guys actually seen that carpet issue or known before it and fixed it? Because the carpet seemed to be fine now. Or maybe it was just my map that was bugged somehow and something fixed it coincidentally. That could also be a possibility. Do we have to do something here still? I don't think so. Oh well, we could. No. The question marks? No, no. There was an issue where at the corner, wait, of the carpets, where it was basically the block under it, you could just see through, like here, you know, right at the corner. But it seems to be fixed now. You can see it in my last live stream. I actually timestamped it too in the description. Carpet issue or something. Ah, that one. Yeah. Okay. I guess it got somehow fixed, so it's alright now. Oh, okay. That's cool. If I continue to live stream regularly, I actually might become a regular content creator here. I actually never thought that I could say that. Ah, I see. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. So it was kind of weird then when I came back. You guys gave me the YouTuber streamer thing on Discord. But now I think I earned it. It's my only content now. I really need to change my YouTube channel again. Yeah, that'd be actually pretty cool. I wish I could stream at least weekly, but I somehow can't manage to get myself, you know, organized well enough. Right now, my live streams are actually the only building I do in this game, because I don't spend much time otherwise, unfortunately. So maybe I just need to up my live streaming time to get something done. I mean, I'm already building on this part of the wall for 2 months now. It's kind of sad, but it makes sense because again, if you only build on your live stream, it kind of makes it more clear how much time I actually spend every day building. Because I mean, it really makes sense, because one 4-hour live stream is basically half a day worth of building when I was still regularly building every day. So if you think about that, basically in the past 4 live streams, if you look at that progress, I did the same stuff in usually less than 2 days. And now it took like 2 months. Very interesting. It makes it also very interesting to me, because back in the day when I was, you know, doing Minecraft stuff, I had a few builders who no, not south. Actually, not south. That actually just built every once in a while. And when we had a build team for our server, I kind of refused them or denied them, because I was like, I thought that they wouldn't get shit done. But I had a, you know, I was feeling guilty because I thought maybe, you know, basically everyone builds faster than me, so maybe I'm a little bit too judgmental about that. But now I'm realizing that I was right. So that's a thing. And in the end, even the people that we did hire, you know, they kind of, I built everything. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I just built everything. I mean, not everything actually. I do want to give credit. There was 2 guys that actually did a little bit for like 2 weeks and then they left. Going to have dinner. See you later if you'll be there. Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming at least 3 hours because I started late. So if you come back in that time, I probably am still streaming. But good appetite, dude. Thanks for coming by. There was this one dude back in the day, and he was like a veteran builder. And he said that building in Minecraft, and again, we're speaking about Minecraft, which is it's a smaller scale, of course. What the fuck happened here? Did I forget to? Hey. Hello. Oh. Oh, okay. That you know, Minecraft was at a much smaller scale, and even he said that, especially if you're alone, it's always different if you're in a build team, because in a team everything is possible. You know, probably in a single day, if you have enough people, you can probably build the same stuff that I have built here. Like if you have 50 people and someone who's really good at organizing them really well, you probably can build this whole thing in my whole map probably in like 2-3 days. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's possible. But if you're alone, and that dude was a veteran, you know, he knew what he was talking about. He was building for really big servers on the European side already. Very experienced, and he said, if you don't commit to building fully and do it like literally at least 6 hours a day, just give it up, dude. You're not gonna make it, and you will never finish a big project at least, because you're gonna give it up before you finished it. And I have to admit that he might have been very correct about that. You know, you can still, I'm not saying that you can't build stuff. I'm saying if you want to build something that's a little bit bigger, and if I say a little bit, I mean very much bigger, in a small team of 2 people or alone, you need to commit. If you don't, you're gonna take like 5 years. I mean, I'm already building for 3 years now, or 3.5, and I'm far from finished. Took long breaks in between. And other people just would have completely given it up at this point. But yeah. But he was saying it at a time where it was already shifting. And once again, if you have a build team, it's completely different. And yeah, I understood at that time that there was no way of competing, because I knew that it was right for every small team or single builder that at least with a more detailed style, let's say, at this, because if I were to just build flat walls, I would have had finished all these buildings in a much quicker time, obviously. I can literally just select 2 corners of a wall and just fill it with blocks, you know, using world edit. There's so many shortcuts that way, and taking all that into consideration, right? I knew it was no longer worth it to even try in the Minecraft scene to compete. So I started building that single player project, as I said. You know, I wanted to build that map in Minecraft first. But thankfully Tyron senpai noticed me and sent me a beta key to test out his game. It's very trippy to think about what would have happened if he didn't do that. Because I think I'm not really looking into Minecraft-like games that much at all. And so I probably would have never known about this on my own, which is really sad. And then I wanted to support the team and there was already an issue with my account, so my beta key account, actually, I don't know if it still exists, I'm not even quite sure, but I bought I bought another account anyway because the other one was bugged. And then I also bought the VIP packet on top. I remember that. And it was still a good decision. I mean, though I have these times where I don't want to play it, but that's just natural, I think. I mean, it's basically burnout, actually. It's very tragic to talk about burnout. When playing video games, but yeah. If you see the same thing that much every single day, I guess it gets a little much. Okay, we have pirate music going on. I still don't know why it's in my playlist, but it is. I say pirate music, I mean, you can take it as whatever it is, but you know why I feel, yeah, that is. It makes me feel like a goddamn pirate rave party or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm already on for an hour now, so just to let you guys know. Alright, looks pretty decent, So the next thing is going to be connecting this segment here. And then we have to find a way to make it down there completely. Make it look kinda decent. Which is easier said than done. Okay, that's a little bit weird. Alright. Let's continue. Whatever. So there was an issue with taking screenshots, mega screenshots to be specific. I don't know why, but there's only like a black screen at the end. You know, there's when I look in my screenshot folder where it saves them, it's like a black picture. I don't know why, but yeah, I can't take mega screenshots anymore for some reason, which is pretty tragic. So I guess I just have to keep just doing normal screenshots, I guess. Oh, it's that music track. I like that one actually. I do. Okay. Maybe I should be looking at my screen when I'm building. Pro tip. Look at your screen when you're building. It can help you build. Oh, not that much. Okay, nice. So yeah, again, I am probably not going to be that productive today because I already started late and I'm not planning to stream till, you know, late night. So that's unfortunate, but maybe I can live stream relatively quickly again. Maybe even this week, but I'm not making any promises. I'm just saying that it'd be cool if I could. And if not, just next week. I will have to stream at least once a week again this month to get my quota, you know. I still want to get 3 live streams a month. I still think that's a very reasonable amount, actually. But yeah. Oh, do I do this? Yes, I am doing this. Nice. Fill in the background. So I have seen on the forums that someone was building some modern style builds. He built like cars and stuff. I appreciate that creativity, I really do. If you're interested, you can always visit vintagestory.at and go to forums and builds. And yeah, that guy is certainly talented. Again, it's a nice taste of what could become, you know, out of the creative scene here in this game. I didn't think it was actually possible to go modern with that style, you know, but he did it anyway, and I can only respect that. Very cool. Okay, let's fill in the background completely. I think that's gonna help us in this case. So yeah, I still hope that I can get a little bit more regular with my live streams one day, but I feel like being stable, something like that, requires you to also be stable in IRL first. And I think that makes sense, because the main reason I'm very irregular or just don't live stream in some weeks is just because I'm not very well organized right now. And I let things just, you know, approach me and then decide. I live in the present, you know. When I was a little bit younger, in gymnasium still, I had a very depressed phase. You know, I wanted to, like, I don't want to go too deep, but yeah, I was very emo. And I was worrying about my future and everything so much that at some point I just gave up, and I just wanted to, like, you know, die. Not the meme kind of I want to die kind of thing, but like I wanted to die, okay? And I survived that phase. And I learned that there's always going to be an after, except if you do die, which is the worst case. But worrying all that much, I kind of stopped that. And then it moved into, you know, for the worse, and now I just don't, I let things approach and take care of them far too late now. It's gotten to be like the opposite now. So yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. That's a thing. But it's probably not gonna change until some dramatic event, I feel like. Those are like deep philosophies or ideologies or just mindsets that you're gonna have, and to change that, it's gonna be a hard process. Like, again, it was a very harsh process for me to be less worrying. I'm still worrying, you know, I still worry a lot, but I try to push it away now, automatically, almost subconsciously. And that's a little bit weird. But yeah, it had to drive me to almost suicide for me to kind of step away from the high anxiety, pressured personality. And I was really. One example for my high anxiety is literally my finals. I actually did really well in my oral exam in German. I aced it, 4 points, but my written exam was an E because of structural issues. And the structural issues, so the thing is, I'm not actually bad in German. I'm actually very much able to put up an argument and discuss on a very high level language-wise in German. But I panicked so much that my structure was so wrong. I literally, you know how you get when you write your exam, you get like this double bow of paper. I wrote on the wrong side, wrong side of it. So that's just as an example of how much I lose control when I panic and get still high anxiety, you know. But I just lose my composure, you know. Well, I couldn't actually say that. I lose my inner composure, because outwards I still I look worried, but it's not like I'm freaking out, you know how I mean? And it's not like I'm crying or anything. I start crying later. And that actually cost me a lot of grades back in my gymnasium days, because there was often that time where there was 2 sides of an exam and I only did one. And stuff like that, where I could have easily gotten higher points, but I just decided to be a complete idiot. You know? So yeah. And there was that moment where people pressured me a lot in Minecraft when I was building my maps, and I told them that at a time I had to build like 3 maps at a time, you know, at the same time, and I was stressed out, and I told them that I can't do it. I don't function in that environment at all. But I did get them done. So someone was making this smart comment and said, well, clearly you do. And I'm like, yeah. And then you look back at the maps that I did build at the time, and one of them was really great. The other one took me 5 months, so it took a lot longer than expected. And the last one just looks like garbage. So that's not really what you wanna, you know. It's like, if you think that that means functioning in a stressful situation, that's not it. That's not it, champ. So no, I am not doing very well in a pressure situation at all. If I give myself time frames or anything, I panic. That's something that I usually do. Or if if someone's watching me or something, which is kind of weird because I live stream me building. But if someone's watching me do something that I'm not very confident about, I just lose it. Which wasn't very helpful for some of my oral exams in subjects that I wasn't that good in, if I'm very honest. But yeah, that's life. I mean, it's actually not really life. People say that's life, but it's like, when I get a job one day and, you know, it's going to be something that hopefully I'm kind of interested in, or at least I have interest in it, that I know that I will earn my money with it, you know. So it's going to be different than a school subject that you have just, you know, you will never use. Chemistry is something I'm never going to be facing in my life ever again. And even the stuff that I might be facing in everyday life or in some specific situations, it's not really something where I'm going to look back to high school and I'm going to be like, I only know that because of I learned it in 8th grade. No. And also, I'm never going to be looking back at chemistry 8th grade, because I forgot everything about that. I think our school system, by the way, is... So the thing about school is that I think that in Western society, and I'm talking about America and Germany, and probably a lot of other Western countries nowadays, we do have the financial means to change it. We're just too either conservative or just lazy to do it. Right. It's just that I feel like that a lot of potential in our youth is lost. Because I think that in most people, even youngsters nowadays, even nowadays youngsters, I should say, there is a lot of potential in certain subjects. And I think if you were to focus on teaching them these subjects and prepare them for a job in that, you know, interest of theirs, that you would be able to create a lot more good working, motivated young people who are capable of building businesses or just keeping the economy going. A lot more than we have right now, even. Because right now there's a certain percentage of young people that's just dropping through, you know, and get abandoned by the system. Because, and let's face it, we're gonna learn. I mean, I was at risk of failing school a few times because of subjects that not only did I not care about them and I hated them, but I also knew that I would never have to deal with them ever again in my life. And that's very demotivating, you know, if you know that you have to learn something that not only you hate, but also it's completely useless for you to learn it now. For a person, you know, that's relatively young and he doesn't know where to go in life yet fully, but he has a general idea. I know that I wanted to go into IT. I don't need chemistry, you know, and if I ever need some level of chemistry, I'm gonna learn it then, but not in high school. Okay, and it's gonna be very specific to what I'm gonna be doing. So it's going to be in the field of interest of mine. And so far, everything that has been in my interest, I was very quick to learn. That's why I aced social ed and politics, and that's why I aced, you know, English. That's why I actually aced the German oral exam, you know, verbal exam, because I just if I can put some interest up, I can actually memorize very well. But if I know that I'm never going to use it again, I know that it doesn't help me at all. You might think like, well, school is there to build you up for life, or for work actually, not really for life, because we all know that school is not building you for life. You know, there's really nothing that, or maybe some stuff, but that's like elementary grade, you know, 5th grade, 6th grade maybe. But after that, school is not building you up for life in any way. It's trying to prepare you for college and work. And if you know that, and you know that's what schools are aiming for, especially in Germany, and then you know that half the shit that you're learning and that actually makes you fail, takes down your average grade, you know, really decreases it, and everything suffers because you hate school and you have these subjects that if you go in there you panic because you know you suck in it, but you have no other choice than to keep participating in it. I think that system is stupid. To be honest, I think that's really not very intelligent. But right now we can get through with it because we don't actually think about optimizing it to an extent where we really need those few people who fall through. You know, if you understand, like, it doesn't really matter that these people are failing right now, because the people who are not failing are already enough to keep it going. Though in Germany, for example, we have a lot of people, you know, we have a lot of issues with specialized workforce where, you know, some fields need some workers, you know, and we try to lure foreign workers in, qualified workers, you know, qualified workforce, because we don't have enough inside of Germany. And I feel like those roles could easily be filled with some people who very much are, you know, not qualified, but competent enough and interested enough to do the job or learn the job. It's just that they will never get the chance to do that because they are not qualified by our classic means. And if you're not qualified because you don't have a piece of paper saying that you're good at that because you failed school, in maybe even a subject that has nothing to do with what you're gonna do or what you wanna do later, that's tragic and not effective, you know. I feel like that could be a lot better. But I think that's a very futuristic thing, because in the end it will be a question of optimization and trying to better humanity as a whole, as a society. It's a problem that we're gonna try to solve when other issues, more concerning and important issues, are dealt with first. But it's very sad that I know that I will still live. I will not see that day that, you know, where we are going to attack that one and change our school system as much as necessary to make it that it feels more like a thing where everyone can actually get a qualification. And I don't mean, or let's say it different, where everyone can get the necessary competence to do a job, you know. And I think that's very different here, because in school right now you get qualifications, but what German people and German economy actually complains about is that all the very much qualified people with high school diplomas right now are actually extremely incompetent. And that competence, you know, there is a difference between competence and qualification, and I think that that's something we still have to kind of discover, you know, as a society. Because right now we're still, you know, if you don't have the right qualifications, you are not a human in our society right now. I mean, I know I'm not. If I were to go out and tell people what qualification I have, it's a joke, you know. It's like, they look at me, they're like, oh, so you're working at McDonald's, right? And I'm like, nah, I can't. I probably wouldn't even be working at McDonald's where I live. It's kind of sad. So yeah. The problem is also that everyone gets that qualification because they think that that's what they need to get through in life, but then they basically underuse it. So what I mean by that is, when you have a high school diploma, high school is for you to get to college later, you know. That's what I mean. It's like, at least here in Germany, gymnasium, if you graduate gymnasium, you go to college. At least that's what you're supposed to do. But people with high school diploma just come up at every job here, for example, that are usually for lower tier qualifications, and square up and they're like, yeah, this is my dream, that's what I want to do. And that's okay, you know, in a small scale, that's fine. But the problem is that we actually have a flood of people that have a lot of qualification that could easily just go and go to university and make something out of their life that is more than that, and leave the jobs for the, you know, in quotes, unqualified people. But those people now can not even get a job for, you know, that theoretically is for them, because they have competition. They have these very academic people who graduate high school, and you're like, okay, you're never gonna find a job even with lower tier qualification anymore. Though some jobs were meant to be for that. That's what you get the qualification for, so you can find a job in that field. But no. Because the people who actually have the chance to actually just go study and get even better qualifications for themselves and make a career, they just feel like being an IT specialist or being a you know, being a plumber. That's, you know, to say it in a very crude manner. And it's just like, why? I don't understand. You have the option to go to college and, you know, go further beyond, but you basically take away the jobs from the people who have no option to go further beyond, because you literally just took the job that they could have gotten with the qualifications they have, but now they can't because someone with a higher qualification, you know, competes with them for some reason in a field that was never meant for them. And I feel like that's also not very efficient, you know. I say efficient in this case because I feel like human and morally and just, you know, my opinions and stuff, that those don't matter, you know, moral and shit. What the fuck? It's a very subjective kind of thing anyway, so everyone can interpret it differently and have a different opinion about stuff, so it doesn't really matter. But what does matter for countries like Germany, for example, who are very focused on, you know, their economy and success, being successful in life and qualifications, what does matter is efficiency. And I'm like, well, Germany, you could do a lot better if you were to use the people who have qualifications to actually go to college and send them to, you know, college. And then you can use the people who have lower tier qualifications to do, I don't know, the jobs that they were qualified to do. That would be a lot more efficient. But now you have a high employment rate of people that actually, you know, it's not like I don't have any qualification. I did do my finals after the fact, after I left school, and I did get a qualification. But you can be goddamn sure I'm not gonna be able to find a job, because I am literally competing with people with higher qualifications for some fucked up reasons, even though they could easily just go to college, while I'm sitting here thinking, alright, this is like the job that I can apply for with my qualifications, but I cannot get it because someone who actually could easily just go to college and make something better out of him, you know, out of his life, just decide to also get that job. Okay. Very efficient. And so you have a lot of people who are unemployed, and I'm not the only one here, that would easily be qualified to get a job, but he can't because they have to permanently compete with people who are not supposed to get those jobs that they are qualified for. It's a very harsh thing, you know. It's like, it sucks. But that's life. That's how it is. Once again, it's not like I'm gonna be really depressed about it, because I've been through worse, a lot worse. And I don't really care if people think that I'm a part of society, because society never, you know, was really part of my life. So why the fuck do I care about being part of theirs? where I'm very isolated, you know. So yeah, we're in 1.5 hours already. And I am on a good path actually. So my plan for today is actually to just finish this segment here and not much more. So I'm not planning to do anything more than this, and maybe I'm flying around at the end so I get more things to timestamp later in the YouTube video. So I'm probably going to be streaming like 3 hours total today. Yeah, that's a very likely thing to happen. Okay, I'm just gonna be filling up the whole thing here. Actually, I'm not. Because I know that I made a crucial mistake right now. I actually don't need this here at all. Because this is only going to be in the way. So let's remove it. Yeah, sometimes that's just what you have to do when you're gonna build something. You're gonna be like, oh shit. That's not it, pal. That's not it. And then you're gonna have to fix it. So yeah, it's gonna be like that. So yeah. So just a few days ago, I actually I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I had a few minutes actually, and I wanted to play one League game, League of Legends, on PvE. Yes, I play on PvE because of reasons. And my client didn't work anymore, so I was like, yeah, shit. But I'm kind of grateful because I didn't want to get addicted to League again. Every single time, kinda, when I went back to League, I played it for several months. Like 1 or 2 every day. So yeah, maybe it's a good thing I didn't go back to it that time. Wait, what am I doing? I don't know who's still listening, but I might get a little bit more quiet now. Because even though I did say that today is gonna be a little bit shorter stream, I still want to get something done in that stream, and somehow I'm distracting myself a little bit with talking too much. I said that now, but probably not gonna shut up now. Hello, welcome back. What's up? That's kind of awkward now. Oh, I guess I keep talking now. So my plan... Okay, that's cool. So my plan... actually was that I wanted to build the temple district first. But because I stopped building in general for the past 2 months, which is kind of tragic, I actually have to go back to building again. Except for my live streams. I didn't actually progress anywhere, and I didn't build anything on the adventure map site, so I guess... Oh wait, let's do it this way. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm not gonna do the temple district anytime soon, which is a shame, but to be expected. So the next thing I'm gonna attack after I'm done in this live stream too, or in those live streams, because it's gonna be a lot more live streams. And this segment here is I'm gonna turn it around and build the entire outside of the wall. Oh yeah, I mean, it's not just hard on a mental note, which is a big issue with me, but it's also hard because this year and last year was a very busy IRL. And as I said, I don't know if you were there still at the time, but as I said, building is, at least if you're alone, it's a huge commitment. So either you commit 6 hours a day at least, or you just don't, you know. And if you're alone, but so that's an issue. And because I was very busy or just distracted. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up for us, even when I'm done with this segment, which with the whole wall part here to the mountain, which is still a lot of work, don't get me wrong, but after we're done with that, my plan is to basically I will go here, and then I'm gonna stop building the outside. That's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be a dream. The good thing is it's because it's a wall. So the thing about walls is, in real life actually castle walls are very flat. They have some you know, some aesthetic stuff, or actually it's some practical stuff at the top, the defensive part of the wall, and maybe at the bottom, but usually they're pretty flat. The problem is that that'd be kind of crazy to do, you know, with all that detail that I put in already. That's not my style, so it's still going to take a whole time because I am going to build not flat. The good thing is you don't need to individualize every part of the wall, you know. As I already built that part of the wall, very repetitive, you can build one segment and copy paste it because it's a wall, you know. Think about it, it's like, if they can streamline a certain way when they build a wall, then they would do it. you know, create patterns and repeat them. And yeah, I'm gonna do that too. And because I already copy pasted like a whole area here, it doesn't really matter. The good thing about my style is because of so much detail on the detail side of things. Even if you do copy paste large segments, it's still gonna be super impressive, which allows me to make a much faster progress when I am going to build the outside of the wall. And then we can individualize, for example, at the lower parts of it, at that height, for example. How do you copy paste sections of a build? I mean, there are commands for it, but you can also use the wonderful UI for this. So you can use the select tool, and you will go on manual select, which I suggest. There's also a magic wand that you can use. You select an area like here, for example. It's going to be highlighted. Then you're going to copy it using the right commands. That's usually mcopy, you know, or wmcopy. It's going to be copied to your clipboard, and from there you can use it using the import tool. If you select it, import, then WEIMC, which uses the copied block data, as you can see, and then you can paste it. So yeah, this game has a lot of great tools for that, and I use copy paste a lot. So I could theoretically just paste it right here. And as you can see, it's that part of the wall here that I just copied. It just needs a little bit of time to load in this case. Yeah, that's it. It's very easy. It's actually not that different to... I don't actually remember how well it was. It's been so long since I did use Minecraft World Edit. The good thing is really that this interface, it's really making everything so much easier. You know, from the select tool where you can grow your selection with buttons, and you can here you can copy. Wow, there's even a relight button. I think that's pretty new, or at least I didn't see it. Yeah, there's a lot of tools. I mean, there's the normal paintbrush, the classic. Though it's not really classic because it does have like something like depth limit, so it's only going to use a certain amount of layers, you know, from the top layer blocks. I suggested it one time because I wanted to place grass only on the top 2 layers, and so he added that to the brush tool, and it has something like fill and replace non-air, or replace only air blocks, or only a certain selected block. So yeah, airbrush, line tool, eraser. The eraser just removes a certain type of block, you know, in a certain shape that you can choose here. Very interesting. Flood fill. Raise low. Those are like the terraforming, grow, shrink, erode. And then you have something really cool, which is the tree tool, where you can actually choose your type of tree and just oh, cypress. Wait, is that new? I think that's new actually. Wait, I haven't even seen that tree yet. Let me just go down and quickly test it. Or maybe I forgot about it, but oh, it's actually a new type of tree of it I haven't seen before. Okay, that's pretty cool. So it is also updated with the newer tree types from newer biomes or something. Or maybe that's just from a biome that already existed, but he just didn't add the tree type yet, and it's kind of new. By the way, thanks for following. So yeah, So this is really beginner friendly. If you're really into, at the time when I started playing this game, there only was commands, and you could only go to the wiki and just read yourself up on the commands. But this is really good for, you know, new players. You can trial and error, basically. You can just test out stuff. You learn by doing then, and it makes doing a lot easier than testing out commands and memorizing them and using them correctly every single time. But yeah. It can save a lot of time, and this game actually is very friendly with creative builders. It's just that not a lot of creative builders came over because it's not the main focus of that game, frankly. Oh yes, they've been for quite a while now, and they are also great people, I feel. I actually had a nice little blog post on the website once, and I said it before and I say it again, that this community and the team and everyone in it is just great. It's very wholesome, and if you ever been in Minecraft, it's a very big difference between the Minecraft community and the Digital Story now. A very positive difference. It's a very wholesome, helpful community, and that's because the team has created this atmosphere, and they've been putting in a lot of effort for so long now. Actually, when I came back after 1.5 years of basically disappearing and taking care of my own life, they actually welcomed me again with open arms, because I was very guilty. I felt so guilty. I was like gone, but they were just like, "Oh yeah, welcome back. We're so happy to see you again." I was like, "Okay, guys, okay. I'm so sorry." And it's very inspiring to actually see them stick with this, because I feel like a lot of developer teams and just other people would have given up a lot earlier, to be honest. Because though it has increased in sales and player numbers to an extent that I didn't actually expect, it's still a really small game and the sales are really low still. And again, it's like very inspiring to see them continue on. And back in the day when a lot of things didn't exist yet, it was also a bit of a different experience, because you could literally just suggest something, and if it was a cool idea, like for builders, I suggested some tools like the mirror tool. I don't actually, oh yeah, we have the repeat tool, and then we have, where's the mirror tool? I don't actually know, but there's a mirror tool and a repeat tool, and that's stuff that was added. And as I said, for example, with placing grass, you know, just having top layer or top 2 layers and stuff like that, we coded it into the game. Crates is another thing. I use crates so much, and I was like, bro, how about crates? Crates is something that I feel like even in a medieval setting, you know, or, you know, with the style of the game. But I mean, it's pre-medieval actually, the game. But you know what I mean. It's like every builder is gonna build medieval setting style builds. Crates is like very important, and we have crates. Yeah, crates look great. That's why I place them everywhere. But it makes a lot of sense to have crates actually. Design it. I believe you simply start placing one line after another. So I think this is a case of I don't know, are you interested in building or just playing the game? Because if you're interested in building, then of course The thing is, I mean, I could explain to you now how I build stuff, and it makes sense. But if you're not a builder, I think it would be a little bit too much of a, you know, it wouldn't make much sense to explain it to you now in a quick. So the way, okay, let me just say it like this. The way I design stuff is, it's really spontaneous. So optimally you wanna plan it out a lot more and have like a sketch or something. But if you're not a builder, then the way you progress with my style, and that's very important because I want people to have their own styles, but if you want to have a similar style to mine, this is achieved by, I follow certain steps that I learned when I became a builder. So first off, you're gonna it's a very simple concept. You're gonna first think about what you're gonna do. Then you're gonna think about how big is it going to be, what is its purpose, do I want to film it, is it just going to be a background object, how much detail am I planning to build on it, etc. I mean, that's basics. Then if you go a little bit into it, a little bit closer, you want to have a palette of blocks. You can have a little bit more when you inventory slots, because the way I use it is, well, it's a little bit in-depth in detail. But yeah, you just want to have a certain amount of blocks, because otherwise you have to shift all the time, which is very inefficient and gets you out of the flow. Except if you're not a builder, so you're gonna build a lot slower anyway. That's not gonna be an issue for you. But even then, you don't want to patchwork a building or a project. You want to have a certain style. After that, you're gonna build a frame. So the frame is, and I don't know how long you've been on this stream now, but I do it all the time, even today. It's a very simple concept where you use structure blocks. In my case, I use these chalk stone bricks for my whole builds, and you build corners. You build edges first. It's almost like drawing. And for example, this is a wall, right? It doesn't look like much. You know that the way I design things, you're gonna have a foreground and a background layer to create detail. That's how I do things. This is something very random that you're gonna learn by doing. It's really just something that, it's not like, oh, I think this is the great pattern that I always use and that's how I do things. No, it's, you're gonna see a wall and then you're gonna just randomly think about a good pattern, except for practicality things. For example, windows, where you have to adapt to context. But and then you're gonna extend the structure. For example, as you can see here, I went straight down, but I added detail on it, and then I added more structure and extended the structure a little bit to the outwards, and it shifts the entire look of the build and makes it that it's not just a straight downward tower. It's not just a pillar basically. It gives it the idea of, and it's not just the idea, but it is detail basically. And yes, I am not planning deep enough, so that means that I am spontaneously thinking about everything on the fly. Usually I have the basic concept. That's what I did very early in, when I was starting the stream today. I was coming back in because I kind of forgot what I was doing, so I wanted to kind of regain the mindset of what I wanted to do. And basically you think, okay, tower here, you connect this tower and this tower in between. So that means if I want to connect it down here, I need to get this part of the wall a little bit lower. first. So that's basically my mindset of how I think. It's very basic. It's not very difficult. It's not very in-depth. Very spontaneous, which means if I did a little bit more planning, I actually would be a little faster and more efficient. But yeah. So the way and this is very important, this is how I build stuff, and this is not how everyone would like it to look like. It's obviously a subjective idea of taste and how you want to build things, but that's how I do it. So if you come to my stream and you see this massive thing here in the sunset, which looks pretty cool, this is how I did it. I basically went here from above, actually, in this case. Usually you should go from down to up, but for this wall I went from the upper parts to down, which is kind of weird, but I did. And yeah, I built everything, every segment. I added detail. I thought, how can I break up repetitive patterns, which is also important if you copy paste a lot, as you can see. For example, here there's a lot of copy pasted patterns, but there's some that aren't the same. You want to break up that copy pasted feeling. It creates more detail and individualistic design, but without putting too much work in, because you also have to think about, on that scale you have to think about efficiency, which means I am actually a Minecraft builder, and at the time when I was building in Minecraft I built so much detail. It was crazy. It was almost like OCD. I couldn't let a wall stay there without much more detail than right now, but I got used to removing a lot of that detail from my building style, because I know that if I were to build that much detail as in my Minecraft days, I'd still be building the first quarter of my city down there. So yeah, you have to think about it efficiently. How can I build up, for example, a gigantic wall in a reasonable time? And as I did a few minutes ago when I was explaining that I'm gonna build the outside of the wall, you're gonna have to plan in to copy paste a lot of segments. So you're gonna think, okay, how big are these segments? How do I you know, break up these segments? In this case you have these towers in between, right? In between the segments. Give some contrast in between, give it structure so that it's not looking like a flat wall with a lot of holes, but a massive structure. I hope that helped. It was a lot probably, so if you want to go back to it, always feel free to go to my YouTube channel and just re-watch it. I hopefully will timestamp it for you, so probably just go to my YouTube channel in like 4 days or something when I put the timestamps on. But yeah, if you wanna hear it again or something, it's not very difficult. I hear a lot of people call me like a master builder or something. Quite not, especially not the building style that I am using right now. And even if I were to use my best building style, I'm far from a master builder. It's just that I build on a large scale, which makes it look epic, and I spend a lot of time doing it, or I have spent a lot of time doing it, because as I said, this month was crazy. You don't need to subscribe, that's cool. I mean, I'm grateful, so thank you if you do, but except for my live streams, I'm not actually putting any more content on it, frankly, anytime soon at least. Because the next content that I want to do besides my live streams is going to be cinematics about my map, and for that my map has to be finished first, and that's going to take like 3 more years at least. So that's a bit awkward, but yeah. And I mean, it kind of helps if you want to learn how to build, which probably you won't, but if you do, to have someone build in front of you. That's why I do actually these live streams, because I feel like it would be interesting to some people to see me build big stuff, you know. But yeah, it's important to also have the option to see someone do it live. It would actually also be better if I just explained it while I build it, but I think I'm not going to do a tutorial building this. I think you just got the closest thing to a quick tutorial just now that I'm ever going to do. Which is alright. I actually don't want to teach people to build like me. Because first off, you have to be crazy. And secondly, it's not even a good build style. It just looks cool because it's super big. If it was a lot smaller, it wouldn't look as good. Yeah. It inspired me back in the day. Also because you feel like what he's doing, it's not that difficult. I can do that. That was me when I was younger, in my Minecraft days. And then I tried it and I was like, well, this doesn't look like what he did. What am I doing wrong? Yeah, it's a learning process. But yeah, it's also very entertaining in a way, because even if you don't want to build stuff, it's really cool to see someone else build something really big actually, and then have a finished product. Unfortunately for you, I'm not going to have a finished product anytime soon, but I understand from other people that I watch on YouTube, for example, and I don't remember anymore actually who they were, but I remember that I watched some YouTubers actually build. Very inspiring, very entertaining. Just the whole package of information, but also it's just kind of how do you say, it's see something being completed and the process and progress of it. That's just impressive. Yeah. Though I do know people who actually basically were completely new to Minecraft building and just were already very talented. Unfortunately for them, they actually very, you know, they slept on their talent, which means when you sleep on your talent is like, okay, you already have a head start because somehow you acquired or you were able to do stuff that other people actually need to practice for. But then they didn't continue to use it, you know, and then they dropped out of their build team and stuff like that because they stopped building actually, which is a goddamn shame. But I wish I had that kind of talent when I started. Unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way. Back in my day, when I was a very young builder in Minecraft on a server team, I had to learn the hard way. Like, they deleted my shit. You know, they gave like they had to build something, and so I helped out. Or they wanted some assets built for a map, and then copy paste it on the map, but I built it somewhere else. Their junior builders built it somewhere else, and yeah, you know, they came over. They were like, "This is not to our standards." And then they, you know, how I had showed you how to select two parts. They were like this, and then they set air in the middle, and it was gone. Yeah. You learn it the hard way. That's quality control, dude. If you're always afraid of it being deleted when it's not good enough, yeah, that's why I got kind of OCD with detail. You can kind of see it actually still on my wall. in front, because back in the day I put so much, not this wall actually, this wall here. Hello, load please. You know, I use fences, I use ladders. Back in the day I used lanterns in between, even signs. But actually what you can see is I already removed them. Before that, oh yeah, I also used tool racks. I also used buttons in Minecraft, at least. I remember that. I used buttons a lot. You know, I kind of became, yeah, I got like OCD. I was like, this wall, it doesn't have enough detail. Let's put some bullshit on it. Because, yeah, I had that sense of if it isn't detailed enough, it was going to be deleted. Luckily, you know, if you teach yourself, you don't need to be that harsh to yourself. Oh, but yeah. It doesn't actually even help me nowadays, because now I had to actually take some considerable time to get rid of that habit of putting so much stuff on there. So I would build stuff with much less details for efficiency's sake, as I said. You know, you only have a limited amount of time. You can't spend 8 hours building a single piece of wall just to put some ladders on top for detail. It's kinda interesting. But yeah, I mean, it was good in a way. The stuff that I built with that much detail, it looked pretty decent. And it created my own build style. In Germany, where I was building, people from the PvP server scene, which is where I built maps, actually knew when a map was stolen from our server, because they could just recognize my build style and they were like, yeah, this is not a map that, you know, they use free for download, or that they, you know, build themselves. This is a map from that dude. Because it's clearly a map from that dude. No one's putting that many buttons on just a plain wall to create detail, except this one guy. It has its benefits, but I also took several months or weeks to build a relatively small lobby. I mean, big lobby for back in the day, but now looking back at it from building what I'm building, very small maps actually compared to that. But I feel like anything I build in Minecraft is small compared to what I build now in Vintage Story. Even the city, where you might think city buildings, but even the city buildings are like, I mean, look at this thing. How tall is it? You know? It's like 90? 55. So we have 35 blocks for just a house, basically. That's insane. Yeah, I had a very unique style because of my OCD trip. I was like, not enough detail, put stuff on. Yeah, but unfortunately it also meant that a lot of people dislike my style more and my maps, because obviously that's not for everyone. If you're more unique, you're gonna be you're gonna have maybe more fans, but also more haters, you know what I mean. But that's alright. I mean, that's always. But the other option would be to join a big build team. And the big build team thing, at least at the beginning of my career, was, and even later on, is, even though I said that they can achieve a lot more, which is true, to get there they have to reach a certain, you know, efficiency. And to be efficient as a build team means to, you know, unify your style. And that means if you are part of a bigger build team, you kind of had to build like the rest of the team. It does make sense, but it would create, you know, destroy all your unique build styles, because then the whole build team would just build with similar style, which was kind of tragic, because as I said, I knew a lot of very talented people that could have easily created their own style and created epic maps, but they joined build teams and then they all had the same style. You know, it's just like 50 people all building the same shit, which it was still looking good, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to shit on them at all. I'm saying that it was a little bit of a shame, because any uniqueness was killed before it could actually, you know, flower in something great. But yeah, build teams. It was a good thing, as I said, for me at least, because I knew, even though I had some haters or some people had said that my style sucked, for PvP scene doesn't really matter. You know, if it's aesthetically, it looks like a lot of work and looks cool, that's all that matters. And it looked cool, you know. I don't think anyone can actually argue that. You could argue that it doesn't look beautiful or it looked good, but it looked cool. You know, it looked like a lot of work that you couldn't argue, and I appreciated that. Okay, so this is now a little bit unfortunate. Oh well, no, it's not. I'm actually just gonna extend this here. Yeah, my Minecraft days were actually something that I'm looking back fondly, except for the end. The end of it was bad. It became really toxic and really bad. But I remember when I started actually going to multiplayer server, my first build was that I actually did on one of these plot servers. I don't know if you know what I mean, but it's like you go on a flat map basically, and they have a plugin and you get a plot. You get like a certain area where you can build, and then you can build your own thing there, you know. I remember I built something that looked like a cathedral and it was really cool, because on the inside I built like, I know, a tree, which was really cool. I don't know if I still have a picture of it. It looks like shit nowadays, obviously, but for back in the day when I was starting out on Minecraft, that was pretty good. Yeah, it's hard to explain actually. It was a very big building. I actually was one of the tallest things there. I don't know if it was a fortress. Actually, it wasn't a fortress. Back in the day, I didn't actually build that many fortresses. Nowadays, I build everything I build is either a city or a fortress. Back in the day, I also built ships. I remember I built 2 ships. Damn, that was a time too. I think Vintage Store you can actually also build ships. Oh, that'd be pretty cool. Because of chiseling, you can use the chisel. You know what? You know that the chisel in this game. I don't know how familiar you are actually with this game. But yeah, I think you could actually build some really incredible, not even boats, but like I'm talking like a Viking ship or something. Damn. Thinking about it, man. Damn. The chiseling it's really cool in this game actually. I know that some people told me that there was a mod for it in Minecraft. I never used it. But for vanilla Minecraft at least, this is something that actually makes this game stand out from me, at least as a builder, a little bit more. Let's get the chisel out. You probably know what it is, but you haven't tried it yourself, but I can show you how it works anyway. It's actually cool. Actually, these street lanterns were chiseled, as you can see. So you can take voxels from blocks. Oh, if the block appears. Okay, if the block stays invisible, that's a little bit more difficult. Actually, I can show you an example, because I had a few tries on my street lanterns. They are somewhere. Damn, my city is actually so big. What the f... he noticed when he built that thing. So yeah. You right click with a chisel, and then you can press F to use a different tool or different size for your chiseling. And then you can rename it, for example, here. So if you want to give a chisel block a certain name to organize it, then you can use the flip tool. If you have chiseled something and you want to mirror it, you can rotate the block, and then you have different size of chisel. And here maybe you can see it. I don't know if you can see the highlight. Now you can remove a certain chunk, and you can choose it to be a smaller chunk and an even smaller chunk and an even smaller chunk on that. And that way you can create unique shapes. Yeah, this game is pretty cool actually. So you know, that if you can follow me on Viking ship, you know, like the problem with a Viking ship back in Minecraft was I couldn't get the head done, like the dragon head, you know, the typical Viking dragon head in front. I sucked at that, but I can feel like with the chiseling you can create some pretty cool Viking ship. In general, I think you can create like your statues or like dragons and stuff like that using chisels. I feel like creative builders could do so much in this game. Unfortunately, I'm not really good at that, so I have to learn myself first. But yeah, there are possibilities. This game has a lot of them. It's pretty exciting. Yeah, no, in Minecraft I never had this tool, obviously, because it does not... I don't know if it exists in vanilla nowadays, but back in the day people told me that there was a mod for it. I don't know, I have to take people's word by it, but probably. But I never used it, so luckily, because that would have been the death of mine. Dude, I would have never finished any map. Kinda insane. But yeah. Lucky. I was very lucky that thing didn't exist in vanilla Minecraft. That would have been crazy. Damn. Imagine all those buttons I put as detail. I could have just chiseled something that actually looks like it's part of the wall. Man. So this game has a lot of possibilities for creative building, a lot of potential, and I'm always happy to see someone build something, be creative. Quite frankly, a lot of the survival builders or survival players in this game are very good at building, not just normal buildings, but also the chisel stuff, etc. Very creative. Do a lot of great stuff. Usually they post it on Discord on the screenshot tabs, but it's very exciting for me. I always love when, though over time Minecraft became very competitive, I've always been the old school type that just wanted to see someone else be creative, create their own stuff, and I was happy for them instead of trying to compete with them, you know. That mentality changed a lot later in the Minecraft days. You had to compete with literally everyone. And if you sucked or someone else built better than you, they made sure that you knew. But yeah, this community is different. As I said already, the vintage style community is very wholesome actually, which I appreciate a lot. So yeah, we're just gonna finish this thing down here, and then we already streamed for 2.5 hours, so I'm probably gonna spend the last 30 minutes showing you the really big stuff if you wanna stick with me for just a few minutes. Because if you think this is tall, I'm gonna show you tall, but I might have to first leave the game because of my RAM. Don't wanna. I have 16 gigs of RAM, and that's kind of not enough to load my map, like even half of it, which is funny. That's very funny. Creator of the map can't even load it. Yeah, I'm gonna show you the throne room because it's always a thrill to just look up the ceiling of that thing. That thing is just so gigantic, and I want to see it myself too, because the last time I checked it out was December, I think. Yeah, probably. So I'm just gonna finish this one. As you can see, it's not gonna take that much. So I'll be done in just a few minutes. Okay. Nice. So background, as you can see, foreground, background. Usually you use as a background either, you know, you just use, to go back to explaining my building style, there are different types of contrast. You can have structural contrast, textural contrast, or color contrast, which basically is also texture contrast in a way. So you either use different textures, even if it's the same color, and it's, you know, not structurally much different, but you use different textures to create contrast in something that would usually just be a flat wall. Or you use color as foreground, background, for example. Or you use structural, which, you know, I use in all my buildings. You have wall segment in the middle, you know, a pillar as a structural support. But for UI, it's very important to have something that, because in that building style, if you look at it too long, it becomes like this gray mass, especially with gray blocks, you know, which usually stone is pretty gray. But you want to have something that your eyes can keep on and look at, and it's like, okay, and understands, you know. hard to explain. So yeah, this is now the really big thing. So this is the tallest tower so far built, as much as I know at least, in Vintage Story. I think. I don't know. Actually, I don't know for sure. But it's the tallest tower that there's a picture of. I think that I know. You know, anyone could have probably built something bigger and never shown it to our community here. But yeah, you know, this is the wall we just saw. That was pretty epic. This is the tower. It's kind of funny. Let's have a look at it. I didn't actually leave, so let's hope that my RAM actually is enough. Oh yeah, it is. 55%. Nice. So yeah, you even have another tower right there. And again, this is the wall we just built on and looked up to. This is the smaller tower. And a nice little bridge in between. I love that. And this is the biggest tower. It's the biggest tower because it's literally to maximum height. It's for my map has a maximum height of 1024 blocks. That's not the maximum height of that game, by the way. So theoretically you can set up a world that is not much larger. But I do not suggest it because that really takes a toll on your PC, and it, you know, it lags down your PC a lot. But if you can take it, sure, you can probably build a much taller tower than this. But this is, yeah, it's the maximum build height here. 1024 blocks. Big brother, small brother. So this is the rest of the castle wall. I love that segment. I'm gonna put some trees in there and some green stuff. I think that would look pretty cool. Because of I already noticed that obviously in all that gray and bright gray, a great way to contrast that style is green. So plants. So yeah, I'm gonna go around this map when I'm about to finish it and just naturalize it. So this is what I'm trying to do, by the way, also with the other segment on there. So we're gonna have these flying buttresses and the smaller tower, and we're gonna connect it like this. I feel like that's gonna look pretty cool, and you can look at something like that from down there, from the market district, like when the sun is behind it. I feel like that's pretty cool. My RAM is running out. Okay, and this is the really big thing. So this is a castle for an empire, and the emperor resides in here, the throne room. Damn, I actually might have to increase my view distance because you don't actually see anything. It's kind of fun. Yeah, and those curves are achieved without chiseling because I don't like chiseling. I use it for small detail and very specific stuff, like my street lantern. But the imagination of putting that shit everywhere on my normal wall, that's just too much work. The idea. So this is the throne room. You know, you come in here, you have an audience with the emperor. You're like, alright. Where is he? Well, he's like back there. Let me just go to the ground so you can see I'm still proud of this one here. I like the windows. The imagination that I could actually make glass windows, I mean colored glass windows in there. That's kind of crazy to think about. Damn, the sun shining through there. So yeah. People can go. Hello? My apologies. It exactly that happened what I thought that would happen. My RAM actually took up my stream. Luckily not my entire computer crashed this time, but yeah. Let's continue where we stopped. I mean, you are my only viewer anyway. But thanks for sticking by, despite my technical problems. So yeah, no, it was are we back in? Can you see me? Hello, hello. Okay, nice. Now it works again. Very good. So, I mean, I wanted to stop stream anyway very soon, but I still wanted to show you some other stuff first before we're just gonna leave. So yeah. The throne room, still pretty proud of it. Once again, you look at this. This is the top of the throne room. It's like 766 blocks high, so it's 3 times of maximum build height of Minecraft. Not bad. You know, that's stuff you can't even imagine building in Minecraft. And it's just there. It crashes my live stream. That's how big it is. Or maybe my computer just sucks that much. That's also possible. So yeah. And yeah, I wanted to separate where the emperor himself resides with his family and other royals and nobles and the rest of the court, etc. So you have a royal palace right next to it. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of true. It's kind of true. My computer is also not very good, actually, to be honest. But yeah. By the way, this mountain is also going to maximum height. So if you're wondering how are the limits of terraforming in this game and how well you can do it, this is a mountain, clearly. Again, if you look into Minecraft mountains, yeah, you know, whenever I wanted to build like a mountain that actually gives you the feeling of huge size, I was like, okay, Minecraft limits you very much. This game, yeah, I mean, what should I tell you? It's like, I mean, that's not the tip actually. That actually goes far beyond that. But I don't want to go too close because up there is actually a spot that crashes my computer. So yeah, that's the royal palace. One day I actually wanted to interior design that shit, but after I interior designed my city, at least 40% of it, I wanted to kill myself. So I might not want to put rooms in this. Yeah. But yeah. That if I wanted to, you could put a few families could live in here. I feel like, yeah, 1 or 2 families could probably have a little bit of space in there. Maybe a bit more. Another tower. I like building towers, if you haven't noticed. Towers are great. Oh, this is gonna be great. Actually, I wanted to do this, Three at maximum, yeah. If more, they would have to share bedrooms, I guess. But look at this. This looks pretty cool with the sunlight shining through. I wanted to make it like an interior garden. That, you know, like a biome. You go like one pathway in the middle. And left and right is like all green stuff and like tropical trees. Like jungle trees here and left and right. So they have their own interior garden. I feel like that's kind of cool. But yeah, from the outside, throne room, window. Yeah, no, I know. Just generally, I cannot play this game without shadow anymore. Since shadows were introduced, yes, there was a time there. No shadows, but no shadow shader. But yeah, it's a very cool pattern around it. Kind of hypnotizing in a way. I like it. But I can imagine it being really cool to just build a garden in here. But yeah, that's for completely another day. Another room here. Yeah. Very nice. So yeah, so this is the big stuff. And again, pretty tall, about the same height as the wall, it's the palace. Up here, 500 blocks. And throne room, 750. Tower, 1024. So that's pretty nice. It actually is pretty nice. Imagine actually putting a colored glass pattern in there. Is it actually colored? I mean, I know that there's colored glass, but glass. Oh yeah. So back in the day when I built this window, there were no colored glass. That's how old it is actually. And as much as I know, the color glass in this game is pretty cool in such that it is like a mosaic. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like basically like in churches, like these big cathedrals in real life, you have these, basically it's like a picture, you know, as a window. It's like art. It's pretty cool. And you could do that in vintage story as well. Easily. Where's the sun? Actually, I want to try doing that somewhere else. But I have to look out for my... this time I have to look out for my RAM, because I don't want this to crash again. So I'm gonna have a little look. Hello? How much RAM do I have? Can you excuse me to a smaller amount, please? Thank you. Sorry. So, I don't know if that's actually still the case. Oh shit. Where's the sun? No, it's blocked again. Can I get the sun, dudes? Please. Get me the sun. Okay, that's a bit unfortunate. Okay, down here. Does it do that? Ah, it doesn't. Really? I thought that it was supposed to. That's unfortunate. Ah, that's sad. Tragic. Very tragic. Maybe it does. Colored shadow, exactly. I remembered, but it might just be me misremembering. I thought that it did do that, and it would filter the light. I mean, it kind of does, but it doesn't do the shadow and the shader correctly, so that's a thing. That's rather unfortunate. It does filter the light in that sense, you know. The god rays, for example, are green, but damn, tragic. What a tragedy. That would have been really cool, but probably also be deadly to your GPU, I assume. Probably also correctly. Does it have still? Oh yeah, it has that. Probably no those. Those are pretty cool. It's colored torches. I think that's also pretty insane. And you can combine them. I like those. Which is also the reason why I thought that they did that thing with the windows too. Because I assume that it's very similar in how it works, you know. Wait, let me get to a dark place. Hello, is that dark place? Do I have any dark place around here, please? Or I could just time set night. And we can place some very interesting. Wait, let me put my lantern away. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. You see this? Even the particles, very cool. And you can combine them. Maybe it wasn't the best example for that, but let me put this away. We have a blue one right here. Combine them with red torch. As you can see from the shadow on the block in my right hand, it gets purple. Very nice. Green torch. Green torch. Okay, that's a little bit hard. Well, it becomes a turquoise, or how that's called. I don't know how the color is called actually. You know, the mixture between green and blue, in a way. It doesn't get yellow in that sense, but wouldn't make sense actually to be torch. What does red and green make actually? Nothing special. I mean, it's like a bright green now in here. I like that. Torch. What if we combine several of them? Oh. Very cool. Torch. Oh, there's an orange torch actually. Oh, immediately gets much brighter. Move slower. Okay. It's very nice. This game has a lot of tools that can create amazing ambience. And again, if I ever want to build an adventure map of some sort, this is a great tool to use if you're interested in such a thing, you know. Very nice. I like that. Just a normal torch besides that. Blue torch beside that. The blue torch is very interesting. I think the most part, if you want to do anything ambience wise, I think the blue torch can create some great ambience. But yeah. What if I did? I'm experimenting right now, live. Why not? It gets like darker and more bluish the more blue you place. You can control so much lighting with that. It's kinda crazy. Damn. It's so slow, the particles, by the way, because of time speed. I have my time speed very low. So the night-day cycle is extremely slow. For building, you know. Just so you know. Oh, let's... Wow. Look at the difference. Very cool. So, I don't want to bore you anymore. This is something you can obviously test out yourself if you want. Play around. Use your creative tools here. If you want to open that, by the way, manually, you can just type in .we and it opens that. Yeah, all the particles. Actually, a mixed particles in here. You can see because of the red torches that some of the particles become purple. I like that. That's pretty cool. So yeah, it's one of the earliest things that made this game pretty stand out to me. But yeah, the thing that hooked me was the map height. I always say it almost like it's something funny. Because it is. It's literally just all the things that this game has that makes it unique. And I'm sitting around here, I'm like, oh, but it's so tall. It's so tall, guys. It's amazing. It's tall. Let's make it pink around here. 4 pink. And then blue torch. 4 times. Let's see how that goes. Oh, it becomes... Oh! It's... Oh, no. It becomes this dark purple now. Wow. Wow. Wait a second. That's... Wait, that's insane. What the fuck? I didn't even know that. Oh, well, let's add some red. It's like it's like the first time I see this shit. Let's add some red here. Wow. Very interesting. Very cool. Oh, actually, don't add red. The red actually doesn't change much. Let's add some brighter color. Maybe that does change something. Just normal torches, I think. Or orange? Okay, let's go with a normal torch. Okay, that thing is just bright. Oh no, actually. Wow, it doesn't actually change much. Maybe because I have too many blue torches already. Maybe I need to remove some of them. This is really cool. Okay, I think these don't change much. They only make the scene around it brighter. I think you need to combine colored torches and not just normal torches. So I'd go with the orange. See if that changes something. Oh my god, it actually does. What the fuck? It's like a bright pink now. What the fuck? Very interesting. Wow. Yeah. Thank you for sticking by. I'm gonna probably have to edit the video now because of the crash. But I'm gonna upload it on YouTube if you want to rewatch some stuff, especially the explanation thing. And yeah, I hope to see you soon again. Thank you very much. I'm gonna end stream anyway now. I was just like so captured by this mechanic. Have a nice evening. Goodbye. Goodbye. So for everyone else watching or later on YouTube, thank you very much for watching this live stream. I hope I have edited it to the extent that you can see it in one block. And yeah, I must see you next time, hopefully a little bit more focused and productive, but still pretty good. Thank you very much, and see you later. Time, set, day. Oh, it's so bright.